This is the Steve Gruber Show.
All right, it sure is. Welcome back to it, my friends. Another big hour here on the Steve Gruber Show, fighting for you from the foxhole of freedom. We do it every single day. Who do you want in your foxhole? I'll take Anthony for today. He's kind of a strapping young man. What? Yeah, how about that? Here are three big things you need to know this hour. Number one, the homicide rate in Boston off the charts. Apparently that Blue City thing isn't working out all that well. Number two, James Comer says the auto pen is void. He wants the DOJ to investigate Joe Biden's auto pen use. Not Barack Obama. Maybe he used it too. And number three, speaking of Obama, not happy with Nancy Pelosi's endorsement of Kamala Harris, according to a brand new book. Yeah, that's right. Apparently Barack Obama angry with the former Speaker of the House and her quick endorsement of Kamala Harris. This comes from the ABC News book Jonathan Carl wrote, Retribution. Retribution is the name of the book. That's right. And the Obamas were not happy, a source close to Pelosi told Carl. The person summed up Obama's message to Pelosi essentially as, what the F did you just do? Yeah. Obama and Pelosi, arguably the most influential figures in the Democrat Party at the time, privately agreed to abstain from making endorsements, and then she did it anyway. Now, speaking of endorsements, Barack Obama, during the race when Kamala Harris was in, chided people for not voting for a black woman. Openly chided them. Well, now he has a chance to endorse Winsome Sears, who's running for governor in Virginia. And what has Barack Obama done for Winsome Earl Sears? Endorsed the white woman running against her. Here's a black woman ripping Obama for doing exactly that. Listen to this.
Now, y'all help me make this make sense. Last year, I saw Obama chastise black men saying, y'all not supporting this Indian woman. Remember Kamala, who wasn't black, is not black. Is not. Okay? She's Hindu. She's Indian. But I watched Obama sit there and chastise black men saying, y'all don't want to support this woman. But at the same time, turn around, go to Virginia and campaign against a real natural black woman. Y'all, listen, this let me know one thing. This ain't got nothing to do with color. This ain't got nothing to do with color. It's either God's side or Satan's side. God's side or Satan's side. Nothing to do with color.
Nothing to do with color. Yeah. Winsome Earl Sears, an immigrant, legal immigrant from Haiti, who served in the American Armed Forces, who is currently the lieutenant governor in the state of Virginia, and Barack Obama openly campaigning against her. She's not a socialist, you see. She's not a fringe radical leftist, you see. Oh, and by the way, speaking of black men, right? Black men and the race in Virginia. Well, here's a black man talking about the NAACP. The NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Been around for years, a civil rights group that is there to promote the interests of blacks and black voters and the black population in America. Right? Who did they endorse? Listen to this.
So the NAACP is endorsing the liberal white woman in Virginia over the conservative Christian faith-filled black woman in Virginia for candidate. The NAACP needs to be disbanded. This is an organization that I have no respect for, that at one time did so much for the African American experience in this country, has now become a laughingstock and a joke, has become an organization with no morals, no values, and doesn't represent the civil rights movement that were led by mostly a lot of Christian ministers. It has become a Marxist organization that endorses transgenderism, that destroys the black community, that endorses everything demonic and evil about that's toxic about the black community.
There you have it. Barack Obama endorsing the liberal white woman over the actual black woman who's highly qualified, military veteran, legal immigrant, actually black from Haiti. The NAACP endorsing the same far-left liberal white woman against a black woman in Virginia in the race for governor. It looks like the radical leftist white woman will likely win. Isn't it remarkable how the left plays the race card over and over and over? But when it gets down to it, it's time to endorse and support a black woman who's highly qualified. They don't. Yeah, you can draw your conclusions from that, all right? James Comer is unleashed on Joe Biden, demanding the DOJ probe the auto pen use in a scathing new report. He says that he considers Joe Biden's auto pen signatures to be void because he says there's no evidence that Joe Biden knew who he was commuting sentences for or pardoning. No evidence of that, he says. So the DOJ needs to step in and clean it up, he says. Well, I don't know if that's going to happen. But he said there's a haphazard documentation process. Nobody knows if Joe Biden was even in the room or had any idea who was getting pardoned or getting sentences commuted. He said no idea. And what about executive orders that Joe Biden was allegedly putting his name to? Meanwhile, Joe Biden's back out there attacking Donald Trump, of course. Listen to this. It's kind of bizarre, but go ahead.
Folks, we can't kid ourselves. We are in one of those moments right now. I'm over 50 years in elected public life.
Yeah?
This is the worst I've seen it.
Uh-huh.
If Ted were here today, he'd still be fighting like hell.
Uh-oh.
But his optimism would be surely tested. Because truth be told, our very democracy is at stake in my view. We all agree that our politics is broken.
Yeah.
That political violence, never acceptable, is out of hand. That America should be a place not of extremism and fury, but of decency and grace. That our institutions are what makes us the envy of the world. And our democracy is worth fighting like hell for.
Yeah.
I kind of miss him. I wish he was in the news more.
I do miss him, too.
I don't know. There's been an accident in Joey's pants.
At any rate, Joe Biden, he could have been your president. Him and the auto pen. This part of the program brought to you by my great friends at Muskox. They got cut short a little bit earlier by the President of the United States, live in Tokyo. But the best flannel shirt you're ever going to own comes from a Detroit company. GoMuskox.com. If you use the promo code Gruber, you're going to save $15. There's a QR code right there on your screen. It is the best flannel shirt you will ever own, bar none. I promise you that. I promise you. You're going to love this shirt. It's not just a shirt. It's a family heirloom. Until Anthony steals it and I don't have one. GoMuskox.com. You got nothing for that. GoMuskox.com. Promo code Gruber. Save $15 on the best flannel you're ever going to own. I'll be right back.
I'll take 5, Steve, please and thank you.